It's really exciting. I'm loving getting to be here. The last time I was here was 10 days before we actually started shooting Moana. So it feels like I've gotten to really bookend my experience with London. And, you guys have some beautiful weather right now. So it's not as nice in Sydney. So I'm really excited to kind of get to be here. Well, I was sitting in my mom's office in the school that she teaches at, and I remember I joined a Zoom call with Tommy Kale, our director, and he told me, this is the best news I get to deliver today, and just a rush of emotion. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember much after that, but there was tears and kind of hysterical laughter, so yeah, it was a very surreal experience. It was really exciting. I think that's something that's so special about Moana is that we're celebrating all different kinds of Polynesian cultures. So Auliʻi here is from Hawaii, John Tui is from Aotearoa and Tonga and Samoa. So, we're coming from everywhere, which is, I think, one of the best parts of being a part of this cast is that, we have some real powerhouses in every respect, but specifically in the Pacific Islander one. I think there's nothing quite like the scale and size of Moana. To see these huge canoes and these massive waves and storms, you have to be able to see that where it feels like it's really coming at you.
Working with Catherine was a real experience for me because I'm a proud girl dad. I have girls early 20s, 10, 8, all ages, all estrogen in my house, and I look at Catherine as if she's my daughter. And so I was so proud of her because there were 32,000 applicants to play Moana, over 32,000, and it went to her. Everyone was great in their own right, but it went to her. So she took uh, this incredible story of Moana that's beloved, and she put it on her shoulders. That's hard to do, and that takes guts. And I had a great front row seat of watching her act, and it's not like she had 10 big movies under her belt before this. This was her first, and she did an amazing job. And it's kind of like how exciting it is for me and all of us that we kind of know what we have in her and we know what's in the movie. Can't wait for people to see the movie so you could see, like, hey, this is something special that's happening with her. Well, it was made for the big screen, and you often hear actors and directors and producers say things like that, and for the most part it's true. Some movies, I know what you're saying, because I'm like, I don't know if I need to see that on the big screen. But Moana is different and it's special, not just because I made it, but because it's big, it's beautiful, it's sweeping. It really sweeps you away. And with the visual effects and the ocean that comes alive, that has a heartbeat, and somewhere there's a giant crab who's singing, and then there's Maui who's singing, and then at the end there's this lava monster. And you know what? Here's the reason why you want to see it is because it's a big summer event, and also I feel like there's this beautiful global embrace of Polynesian culture, but our Polynesian culture is a shared culture with European culture here in London, Asian culture, Latin culture. Like, we have values in our Polynesian culture that we all share. So that's why.
It feels great to be here in London. The weather is really nice. It actually reminds me of the tropics back home. Thank you so much for that. And the energy here is absolutely fantastic. You know, the Moanaverse just seems to be expanding tenfold, and to feel such wonderful warmth from everyone, bringing in Catherine and Dwayne and me and Tommy and all the rest of our wonderful Pacific Island cast and crew has been such an honor. Yes, I'm an executive producer and it feels really wonderful. I get to wear a new hat. It really is incredible to see how many wonderful hands it takes to make a great film, and this is a great film. Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote us a new song. I sing on it as well as Dwayne Johnson, as well as Catherine Laga'aia, and it is so beautiful because it feels like an older version of Moana speaking to a younger version, or in a meta way, me speaking directly to Catherine. And it is so beautiful, it's so special. Something is just embedded in that man where he can make an earworm, because it has been stuck in my head for months. I'm glad the rest of the public can finally hear it. I think the reason Moana connects so well with so many different people is because it is so specific. It is a joyous celebration of the Pacific Island culture, and yet so many people see themselves in Moana. Young men, young women, adults, children alike. We see her bravery. We see how difficult it is to want to represent your family and represent your culture, but also want to go beyond and travel the reef or beyond the reef and figure out what it means to be yourself. And at the same time, it really blows my mind that I can be here, that we can be here, and that so many people love it just as much as we do, just as much as the people in the islands. It's wild.
I was really excited to have a chance to make something for families. I love doing that. I was so excited to have a chance to celebrate Polynesian culture and put it on every screen across the world. I was excited to be back with this music. You know, my friend Lynn wrote some pretty good songs with Opataya and Mark, and I thought, here's a story about someone asking a question we all understand: who am I? Who am I meant to be? And I just thought, I think I want to, you know, throw my hand in and see if I can help with this. Oh, there's so many of them, but I'll say today, you know, making the musical numbers, it was quite thrilling. Where You Are, which we shot, we built the village of Motunui, so we had 10 fales. It was 6 or 7 soccer pitches wide and long, 200 actors, and you just couldn't believe it. I looked around, and everywhere you looked, you didn't feel like you were anywhere but on that island. That was pretty special. And our soundtrack is out now, so people can check out the music, and I'm really excited for them to hear this incredible company sing these songs. Well, I think it's something that earns the big screen. It's an epic adventure. There's sweep and there's scope. The music sounds so good when those speakers are wrapped around you, and you can go and go with your friends, go with your family, go with your your kids. I just think there's something about having collective experience right now to bring us together and to see this thing big. See it in 3D, see it in 2D, see it as many times as you can.
To celebrate Moana is always an honor to represent my people, my ancestors, my lineage, and just this story. But to do that here in London, this is my first time here. Myself and Kayla Fa'amalingi as choreographers, it is our first time here. It's an honor to be here. There's so much culture here. Everybody has been amazing, and everybody sounds so beautiful and elegant and sophisticated. I feel myself walking a little bit more proper, and it's an honor to be here. There's so much culture, and there's a lot of history between Polynesia and here as well, dating back to our royals in Hawaii. So to know that I'm walking on maybe the similar grounds that they did, and to be welcomed with open arms, it's kind of full circle. Oh, thank you for that question. It wasn't an easy task because we weren't staying specific to one island. We had to keep in mind the timeline of Polynesia. So we stay very heavily in Samoa and Tonga. And I just have relied on the movement that has always been in my life and in my heart since the womb. I come from a long line of culture keepers, the music and dance. So I just relied on what I knew so that it remained authentic and not trying to appease maybe like the industry, because our culture is so rich as is. And so, yeah, that's how I came up with all the different movement. Pacific, yeah. Oh, thank you for that. That means a lot, because then that means that to the most trained eye, to the most untrained eye, they get that common denominator. So thank you. To be moved in a different way than the animated world, because now you get to see us, our faces, our energy. We're real, we're human.